I think that we should go ahead and we should just dive right in, you know, and we should not sploosh. We should just we should tread slowly, tread lightly into the water because, well, we need to recap what happened last week. So, who here would like to start us off with a recap? What happened? I forget. I played too much D&D. I don't know what happened. Somebody tell me.
You imagine?
Well, I wrote the recap, so I can get us started, and then someone else could take it off from there.
Do we want to? Yeah.
Well,
you want to do the main recap and then like character?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Like we did last week.
The main recap was very long, though, because that was a very packed full session. Well, I'm gonna start, and then people can pick up because I don't want to do the whole thing myself. Okay, so we open with Desmond on the ground and Selrid towering over him, which is really scary, and
it is.
Poe is somewhere in the water.
Poe, we'll get to you after we finish this recap.
And then Selrid takes Desmond for a drink, which is all not gonna be actually a drink, but we don't know yet.
I mean, it was kind of a drink.
Well, I think he was intending to drink, but
there was a beverage involved.
And so that happens, and then the other three are trying to figure out what's going on at Anayaya's place. And they find Veronica there. And they're trying to get answers, but they just end up back at Bianca's cottage. And Desmond is now getting that drink, which is not an actual drink, and it's actually, he met the bugbear, Belvedere. Belvedere is gonna torture him or something, and it's all scary and intense, and there's pain. And then we flip back, and Veronica's like, "Cut the bullshit, guys! I know you're lying." And then Ashima finally lets it all go, and then she's upset because that's a lot of information, and of course it's upsetting information. And she's like, "You guys need to go get actual proof, otherwise this is bullcrap." So we're like, damn, time to go get the proof that we've been looking for. And Desmond realizes Belvedere's not bad. He's just told to be bad. And then Belvedere tells him where to go maybe find the brooch. And he's like, "If I let you go, will you help me get away?" And Desmond's like, "Yeah." So he does that, which is so nice. And then, okay, does anyone else want to pick up from here? I'm literally just trying to remember from the top of my head.
Yeah, then we had a couple of splits in the party, where, yes, Ashima, Cecily, and, gosh, I'm tired. Desmond, not Desmond. Bianca, go looking for Desmond, and Poe, for that matter. And they eventually happen upon going to Selrid's business. It was a tavern, right? Not.
Yep. The squatting line.
I didn't know if it was a bar.
Squatting line.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was specifically a bar or just a general tavern, but there was beds there, so tavern. And once we got there, Ashima tried to distract, and Cecily and Bianca got in, while Ashima dealt with some people outside. He runs into who else but Desmond, carrying a flammable bottle of chemical fire.
So I remember the two of them went to head off to go get the brooch from Selrid's log cabin place that actually happened to be where Master Ashima was hanging out a few days ago. Meanwhile, Cecily and Bianca do some Mission Impossible heisting at the bar, and Cecily cuts open a drawer using shocking grasp on one finger and making a square shape to cut a hole, which was pretty fun. And then they end up getting a book of records that basically charts Selrid getting owed money by people and then burning down their houses if they owed him too much money. So that seems like some pretty good proof. There was a guy there that almost foiled the plan, but Cecily and Bianca used charisma-based persuasions to convince him that what they were doing was not that big of a deal, and that they were going to join the group, and that they should take the book. And so they did. And then they went to regroup with the others, but Desmond and Ashima were busy at the cabin having a confrontation. Which pass the ball.
I will catch the ball. So Desmond sees Ashima right outside after having a little jolting just stare down of having seen each other after a lot just went down, booked it over, and we could not find the brooch. But as we turned around, lo and behold, there was our main man, Selrid. And he was ready to throw down with us. Had a lot of threats back and forth between Desmond and Selrid, with Ashima being a mediator. And it ended with us running out, bloodied from Selrid, trying to get the brooch and everything and all of the stuff back to Veronica to get Selrid taken down. Desmond catches up with the rest of the group, but Ashima is left behind, getting kind of torn up by the crowd and grabbed by Selrid. But everybody kind of reconvenes after a while back in Bianca's shop with Veronica and Rose, which all of the information is given to her, and we learn that Selrid actually is the worst, and they take him down, and he gets arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And now the group is just kind of sitting around on the floor of with Rose last we left, and we found out that Poe kind of just ended up somewhere.
Yes,
and he's safe and fine, and we can save that for the start. But we recently just found out that 4 weeks from now, give or take, there is a festival held in Summer's Rest, and there's a competition in the festival. And the winner of this competition in the festival basically has the opportunity to make the legal equivalent of a wish. I don't know what else to call it, but basically there's a way that we could get out of our mercenary contract by winning this contest and basically using our victory legal wish thing to say that we don't want to work for Brennan anymore. And then we'll be freelance, which is every artist's dream.
Okay. All right. Does that about sum it up? Anybody else have anything that they need to add that's so important that if they don't say it, they're going to die?
Oh, this isn't something so important that I might die. I mean, I could, but whatever. But I think, can we, every session, all of us go around and give a favorite moment of the last one?
Oh, yeah.
I just think that sounds fun.
I love that.
I'll start because it's my idea.
Evan, you
that's
first.
Okay. Evan, pick your favorite. Did you watch the entire session?
Yeah. Well, I missed like the very end, I think, but I got all the way to, which I guess was technically the end. Actually, I got all the way to where Rose, when we kind of asked Rose if she would be, basically buy us out. Then she talked about the festival and stuff. So cool. My favorite part, I would say, is when Desmond was down in that like dungeon with the bugbear. I thought that was a pretty good twist, honestly. The voices were, I loved his voice, Joe.
Belvedere, my man.
All right, Cameron, it was your idea. You go second.
Okay, my favorite moment of the entire session was Ashima taking the axe from that woman in the bar when she threw it. I just thought that was so good. Oh, that was my favorite.
Yeah, it was really good. I very much enjoyed getting to steal things and using Shocking Grasp as a lightsaber. Was really
so cool.
fun. And then honorary second mention to the lizard folk bartender who croaked. He was good. As far as one-line NPCs go, excellent.
I don't think, which is good because I don't think I could ever do that voice again. I don't know what I did. I think there was something wrong with my throat that day, and that was my physical therapy to undo the damage. All right, we got Connor and we got Felicity, or Connor and Felicity. Yep, those are the two.
My favorite, because I think it's just like kind of glossed over. I don't know if I think everyone noticed it, but I think it's so funny that the guy who barged in on Cecily doing the heist was half naked. That's hilarious to me, and that he during that interaction had to put on pants.
Yeah, poor guy.
I love that. Good taste.
He was just taking a bath, man. He hadn't taken a bath in so long.
He was just having a spa day. He was taking his day off, trying to relax.
Wrong place,
And
wrong
then
time.
Cecily showed up. Oh God,
Oh,
that would ruin my day.
all right, Connor.
Yeah.
Take us home.
I'd probably second the Goonies moment with Belvedere and Desmond, but Evan said that one, so I'm gonna say that just the moment of justice, getting Selred caught was good.
Mm-hmm.
So satisfying.
Like Rose's like speech to him, I think was. It's like, I'm gonna Reddit. Justice served.
Yeah, upload that
Post
clip.
like, hey, you guys want to watch this session? Like, it's pretty exactly. Yeah.
It's
I have
what the sub
opinions on that place, but that would be very funny.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, I
well,
do too. But
we will save those opinions for the break. Maybe we'll have a return of the mindful minute. Anyway, I think with that, we should go ahead and we should get started. So,
Are you not going to give us a favorite moment, Joe?
oh, I guess I should give you a favorite
Yeah.
moment.
The DM is a player, Joe.
That's right. I just saw that Matthew Colville uploaded that video today.
Yeah, he's back with the long hair.
Yeah, super long. It's not like awkward mullet length anymore. It's like actual like luscious locks.
It's coming
Anyway,
in. I like it.
what we have here, I think that. I think that one of my favorite moments, honestly, was oh, there goes Desmond. Well, because I was actually going to say I think that one of my favorite moments was Desmond's interaction with Belvedere. That was the calming him down, like the proverbial walking him off the cliff. Because I and it's weird to say my favorite moment because it just. Man, how do I phrase this? Just because, like, thinking about the kindling and, like, the flame that starts, that you're willing to go on that journey with Belvedere, I think it's my favorite moment because of what it could become. Being able to have that foresight, like fucking Elrond, man. It really just, really makes me happy. So I'd say that was my favorite moment. If I had to have a close second, it would probably be Bianca, like threatening to shiv that dude in the back. Because Cecily had it all under control, and then Bianca's like, "The fuck are you doing?" They're about to kill that guy.
I mean, I called her up.
Yeah, you did, but still, it was. I love that moment because I was like, okay, but yeah. So those are my favorites. So now I think, without further ado, now we can get started. So, what I would like to do is I would like to pick up from a party member who was running into some issues. So I'm gonna take us back in time a little bit. We're gonna rewind just a hot sec, because we're gonna go to the moment right after the escape from the the market, right? Desmond and Poe, the two of you finally made your way out. You were able to not get captured, not get caught. You feel like you finally broke free from the crowd. You diverged into several different alleyways, and you had to make a decision. What do you do? Poe, you are a fantastically talented swimmer, given the fact that it's just in your genetics. It's part of who you are, being a Genasi. Desmond, however, informs you that he cannot swim, and he promises you that he will go, and he will try his best to meet you around the Spook Manor. So you dive into the water, and you head off. So let's go ahead and jump here into
It's
town.
actually kind of ironic. I'm a terrible swimmer in real life, by the way. Just fun fact.
Oh, that is good. Okay, so turn that on. Here we go. So what we have is Poe, you dive into the water and you just begin to swim. And you are, like I said, you are such a talented swimmer that it really doesn't mean anything to you. But as you're swimming, you're going so fast, swimming as fast as you possibly can, almost as fast as you can run, just tearing through the water. But then you feel this current slam into your side, and the air that you're good with breathing underwater, but you feel like you're punched in the stomach as the current slams into you from one side and slams into you from another, until eventually you just almost lose your balance, and you are now just being swirled around by this water. And as you're looking up, you can see the last bits of sunlight, and then darkness, as if you were pulled underneath the earth. Not just pulled underneath the water, but pulled into the ground itself. As you are floating, kind of aimlessly being carried by this current on this edge of consciousness, just everything is heavy. Moving your arm takes so much energy to move that you decide just to lean back and let the current take you wherever it wants. You have no problem breathing now, but you have no vision, no visibility at all. You are just floating, pushed aimlessly along a current. And you begin to hear what sounds like a storm. Rain and thunder and lightning. But you still can't see anything whenever you hear the bolts of lightning strike. There's no light that they give off. You just look and you try and grab, and you feel something. You finally feel something. It is metal. You recognize the feel of metal. You grab on, and you're holding. And you're able to swing around and grab. And you feel the current give. It's still incredibly dark, but you feel the current give up just a little. And eventually your eyes begin to adjust to where you are. You feel your form begin to settle a little, and you begin to see that you are underwater. You can see that what you're holding on to is an anchor. A huge, huge, huge anchor. Maybe for a frigate or something even larger. Buried into the seafloor. You can see buildings on the ground near you as well. Some, at one point in time, maybe they would have been skyscrapers. Except now they're toppled over. And surrounding this entire area, as your vision begins to widen, you can see this thick, 50, 60-foot thick wall surrounding the entire area. You begin to climb and pull yourself up this anchor. And you begin to look around the ruins of this city. You have no idea where you're at, no idea what this means. And then you see something that is truly alarming. You, small in comparison to that wall. That wall that was 50, 60 feet thick from end to end and seemingly endless in its length, slowly begins to move. Almost like a snake. Whatever stone had collapsed on top of those walls, they begin to slowly and that serpentine form begins to break free and slither. And it takes you a minute of searching, but eventually you see the head of this serpent begin to move up and look out over the ruins of the city. And you, standing near the top of this anchor, you see it make eye contact with you. One of its teeth as tall as you are as a person. And you stand atop the anchor floating as you can see that serpentine figure begin to approach you. Until it's not but maybe 6 or 7 feet away from your face. You can see the teeth jutting out of its mouth and the different spines and bone jutting out of its chin. Its eyes blinking sideways and then up and down as it slowly floats over to where you're at. Its voice echoes throughout. Its mouth isn't moving, but it speaks through vibration alone. Words at first sound foreign and almost disgusting to you, as you have no idea what it means or anything that matters about it. You have no idea what it is. At first, it just sounds but eventually the words begin to clarify, and the coarse vibrations begin to echo gravelly. You are Enoa. You will pay. And you can see that head begin to retract and pull back as this mouth begins to open, and you can see what you expect to be a cavernous hole that is that mouth, that body that would just swallow you whole. You can see that there are lights at the back of that throat that begin to glow this bright red hot, and these beams of energy shoot out of the throat of this creature towards you. And in that moment, as you feel as though you are going to be materialized to nothing, to dust, to die in this water, you feel a current pull you away as the beam slams into the ground next to the anchor, completely disintegrating the anchor, and you feel the current begin to pull you away, sweeping you back into darkness, pulling you into the ground, and you feel yourself begin to enter that darkness again. And from the swift motions of the water pulling you, as you can see that serpent head chase after you and slam into the ground next to you time and time again, the last thing you hear before you're swept away into darkness and you can hear nothing but the crashing of water and the sound of thunder and lightning is, "I will have you, Enoa." The next thing that you feel and see is darkness and numbness. You feel like your body can't move, like you were stung by a million jellyfish in a million different places. Your body is twinging with adrenaline and fear. How did it know your name? How did it recognize you? Where was that place? What was that thing? All questions in your head that you have no answer to. And then blackness. There's no more numbness. There's just nothing. Nothing at all. You feel nothing. Time seems to pass endlessly with no end to it at all. You pray to any god, old or new, dead or alive, to save you, to help you. And for a moment you think that this is your fate. To float aimlessly, to feel nothing. But then you feel that current again. Pushing into you softly. The storms settle, and you feel the current slowly push you left to right, almost like a baby being rocked to sleep. Left to right, and left to right. Eventually, from darkness and anxiety, you find darkness and sleep. When you awake, you open your eyes and they're only half moving as you look up and you can see the face of a woman with shorter black hair standing over you. And her soft voice says, "Are you Poe? You must be. How did you end up?" And as you awake, you can see the sun. Granted, the sun is just setting, and you're not sure what exactly is happening. But she begins to yell out, "Someone, please, bring the guards over. He needs help." "Don't worry, Poe, it'll be okay." And the woman with the black hair, her vision slowly fades as your eyes close. And the next thing you know that you are awaking in a soft feather bed. You can see that your armor has been removed and there are bruises all over your body. You don't feel like any of your health or hit points have been drained, but there are visible bruises all over you. But that's not possible. That was a dream, right? Right? Your head falls back down onto the pillow as you look up at the ceiling. And you wait. You feel anytime you try to get up and move, you're stuck there. You wait, hoping that woman with the black hair will return. Hopefully she will. Hopefully she'll be able to tell you where you're at. Hopefully she'll be able to tell you where your friends are. And just as you are having that thought, you can hear a knock on the door, and that same woman's voice reach out to you. "Poe, are you in there? Are you awake?"
Yeah, I'm awake.
And to the rest of you now, inside the Fisher estate, standing outside of the door with Rose. She looks back to all of you and says, in a hushed tone, so Poe, you can't quite hear it. You know somebody's whispering behind the door. She says, "When we found him, and I didn't want to share this with any of you to worry you then, but he was very badly bruised, and he's been in and out of consciousness ever since he's been here. So when you do go in, just be gentle with him, all right?"
Well,
Yes, of course.
okay. Who's walking in first?
I'll walk in first.
Desmond, you open up the door, and Poe, you see Desmond. And behind Desmond, you can see Cecily and Ashima and Bianca, and that woman with the black hair.
I can't move, right? I can't, it just hurts. Is that what's going on?
I mean, you have some movement. It's just really hard to put forth a lot of energy into it.
Hey, are you all right?
I guess. I'm alive.
Did you forget how to swim?
I really don't know. I'm glad to see you guys are all right. Where am I?
This is a state.
What?
Yeah.
We're, and perhaps Rose as well, are confused as to how you got here, but you're safe, and that is, at the moment, what matters.
I mean, the last time I saw any of you, I was with Desmond. I jumped in the river. I don't know. I mean, I was heading towards Spoke Hill and some crazy stuff.
I mean, that wasn't terribly long ago. I mean, there was a chunk of time where we were really concerned about your whereabouts because you were gone, and it was a really intense time. But it's not like you missed out on like weeks or anything.
That's good. Did you guys
Missed
find
out on a
anything?
fuck of a day, though.
Really?
You say that again.
Yeah.
Did you guys find anything from Selmrid's henchmen?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we did.
It is not customary to shock people who have just woken up from an injury, but
Well, tell Cecily to go away then. It's a joke because of the.
All right.
Anybody?
I smirked. No, it's humorous. It's very anecdotal.
I can't return fire. I'm too old for this now. Too old for these childish games, Desmond.
You think this is a game?
Anyways,
Okay.
Selrid
Joe,
will not.
does Poe's wounds look weird to me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've had people who come to you after they were in a fist fight or something, needing something to dull the pain, where they would maybe have a few bruises on their stomach, some on their face, maybe on their shoulder, but his entire, like, torso and parts of his arms are just battered with bruising.
I'm gonna poke one of them.
It stings a little bit, Poe.
Does it hurt?
Fuck Desmond!
Take care. Selrid will no longer be a problem.
You caught him?
Yeah.
It's
He's been taken to justice.
Wow. Desmond, how did you get out of there? Did you get back safely? What happened?
Well, I'd like to start off by saying it's a good thing that I didn't jump into the river with you, because if you almost died, I would have died. But I actually...
Here, I'll let you all have this moment to yourselves. If you need anything, there's a small bell on the table right there. Just ring it, and somebody will be here to tend to you, all right?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And Rose heads out of the room and leaves, since not really anything for her to discuss with all of you right now.
So that was Rose. Was she the one
really
who?
nice.
Yes.
Was she the one who found me?
Yes.
She said.
So I'm guessing you guys are here because you told her about Selrid.
And well, Selrid himself seemed to walk himself into the situation to
Really?
lead to his arrest. Quite literally.
So it kind of went like this, and then Bianca's gonna start the story train, and anyone else can jump in when they feel like it. Basically, relaying all of last session to Poe.
Flash forward, montage of Poe just going,
A whole minute of reaction shots.
That's great. But what happened to you? Do you remember anything?
Very vaguely. Well, we caused a lot of trouble back at the market, and we had a huge mob of people coming after us, and we went by the river, and I decided to jump in, and Desmond was going to relay around and meet me at Spoop Hill. But after I jumped in the river, I mean, I don't know what happened. It was like I was unable to move, and I couldn't breathe, and everything went black, and I had this really weird vision. Or I thought it was a vision. I don't know if I was just knocked unconscious, like something put me off course in the river, hit my head on something, I don't know, but I saw a lot of weird stuff, and I don't know. I don't know, do you guys ever have weird dreams like that?
Often.
Not after I hit my head, but sometimes when I sleep, yeah.
Well, never been so afraid to be underwater. That's all I can really say. And then I woke up here at the estate. And I don't know. I'll have to talk to Rose a little bit more about where she found me, because honestly, when I woke up, I was expecting to be outside of the river or floating in the river near Spoop Hill. But here I am, all bruised up, and yeah.
Well, you're
So,
definitely bruised up.
are we sure that the weird visions that we were getting in that chapel are gone? Or is this something else?
Definitely felt like something
said-
else, but
You saw something too, as well.
yeah. So I woke up. It looked like I was underwater. I definitely was. It just, like, it looked like I was under deep water, not like under the river. It had to be a massive lake or an ocean. And it looked like there was just all these ruined buildings all around me. I don't think I recognized any of them. I don't know. But the thing that I saw was this massive, long, like snake, maybe even a dragon-like figure that just swam up to me, and he knew my name. He said that I was in Anoa, and as I was waking up, he was about to, I don't know, about to kill me, I think. I don't know.
Well, then it certainly doesn't sound like it's affiliated to that chapel.
No, not at all.
That came from our past. And provided you don't talk to large aquatic beings very often, I may have somebody you can talk to about that, but some other time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad this Selrid thing ended before I woke up.
You missed all the fun.
Yeah. Where I missed
And
all
by
the way.
far-
Yeah, it was okay.
Not that much fun.
Desmond got chased by a second
Very
mob.
exciting.
Second
Not my
one.
best
Yeah.
day. You know, believe it or not, that is not the most amount of mobs I've ever been chased by in a 24-hour period of time before.
That's really upsetting.
You're telling me.
Explains why you handle it so well.
Well, as long as there's daylight and we're no longer pursuing a criminal or getting chased by the entire fucking town, I'm gonna go see about not being 24 anymore. Don't know if anyone wants to join me, but that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Are you seeing Shayna again?
Yeah, think so. She didn't charge me, so
Look.
maybe I can swing it again.
I'll accompany her. I do enjoy her presence.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe if you guys want to catch up, I mean, whatever.
I will say, Poe,
think-
being
Well,
around
Poe-
your friends, you do feel some of your strength return to you. Just being around them helps you feel more confident and more energized.
If you'd like to go home, Poe, Desmond and I can take you there and kind of help you get settled.
Oh, I hope you're not talking about home. There's no way I'm going back.
Oh, no, I meant the shop.
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Hey, anyone know what Hubert has thought about all this? Maybe we should check on him too. Is he still at the Spook Estate just eating biscuits?
Was that just yesterday?
That was this morning.
That was today?
Oh, what?
Yeah, that was today.
Jeez Louise.
Check on him too. We probably should. Poor little bean.
I don't think
Maybe
he
we can
believed
send him away.
he really did help us out there at the manor. The whole ghost thing.
He'll probably be happy
Okay.
to find out that everything's settled with too. He won't be so
Hmm.
overwhelmed. Hopefully.
Maybe he'll come back with us.
Hopefully. Yeah, well, whoever goes and sees him, just tell him to keep breathing. Alrighty. Well, as much fun as this is, I'm gonna start walking away now.
So we
Yeah,
got some
following.
divergence. So we have Ashima and Cecily going to see Priestess Shayna, and then the other three of you are going to head to see Hubert and Spook Hill.
What time is it right
Poe's
now?
feeling up for it.
Right now it's probably close to the evening, so I'd probably say you're getting near twilight. So maybe 5-6 o'clock right now, since it's getting later in the year.
Okay. Sorry. Really important question, I think. Do I still have the clothes, the disguise that I was wearing when I left Spoop Hill?
I would say, I think what you had said is you took them off next to the river.
Yeah,
That's true.
Or
Never
just-
mind.
yeah, we both shed our fancy clothes.
Sorry, Mr.
Yeah,
Spoop.
I remember I had to get rid of that disguise too. Because we talked about that. I can only have 2 disguises, and now that one doesn't count because all the clothes are gone. All I remember is how to contour your cheeks.
Okay, sorry.
Drag episode.
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we'll go ahead and go to Shayna and Ashima and Cecily first. So let's go ahead and move you guys back to town. So all of you head out of the manor. Any of the guards that are there, they let you pass freely, knowing that you are consorts of Rose. They are a-okay with you coming in and out as you please. So let's go ahead and keep going. So, 2 of you head off towards Shayna. The 3 of you head off towards Spook Hill. Now, the 5 of you are able to walk together for a period because you do have to walk northward and then cross the bridge, and then your paths can diverge. So you do walk past the Alchemy Cottage, right, Bianca's shop. You have to walk right around the Maplewood Grove, crossing the bridge, and then Poe and Bianca and Desmond, as the 3 of you are heading towards Spook Hill, you do pass Derek's shop, and he is out there, and we'll get to that in a second if you want to say anything. But we're going to stick with Ashima and Cecily first. So the 2 of you head towards Priestess Shayna, and just for those of you who have not met her yet, go ahead and throw her art in there. So as you make your way to the... you go ahead and make your way there to the temple garden that exists there, where it's just a very large flower garden with hedges, where there are different small shrines with their accompanied donation, a tithing jars next to any of the shrines. But you do see, making her rounds around the temple grounds, you see Priestess Shayna. As soon as she sees you, Ashima, and sees you, Cecily, she greets both of you with a smile and says, well, it is so good to see both of you. Ashima, I had not seen you in so long. I am happy to see that you are well, and I very much enjoy your haircut.
Likewise. Although you have not cut your hair.
Well, a little trimming here and there. Thank you for noticing. So, Cecily, and she finally looks at you, and you can see for the first time she's a little bit... She didn't really react when you turned blue, but now that you're older, she kind of like has this quizzical, twisted look on her face, and she... I have a feeling that you are not supposed to look like that, am I correct?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And I get a feeling that you might be real nice and do something about it?
I will try to do whatever I can. Please, both of you follow me. Returning back to her smile, she begins to head back further into the temple grounds. So, following her, walking along, you can hear the birds chirping, and you can hear the life of the city off to the south. You can hear a cat meowing in the distance, and the general ambient noises. Yeah, no, we got live Foley here. Oh, there it goes again. Oh man, and the cat
sounds like trouble to me.
Cat's made its way into the garden. So you are now in the temple grounds, and you head back towards the Shrine of Palor. Priestess Shayna is a follower of and a priestess of. And she leads you back, and she looks at you, Cecily, and reaches out both of her hands, palms up, and says, please, darling, place your hands here, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay, I don't have to relax or anything, right? Because I'm not in the mood.
Well, sometimes it helps to relax in general, but for this particular ceremony, I suppose not.
Alright, cool. I'll fucking try, I guess. I mean, shit, I'm not supposed to swear, right? Or fuck, I'm not... Okay, alright. I'll
Just breathe.
Exactly. Breathing is the most important thing you can do, not just for calming down, but staying alive. So, breathe. In and hold, and then exhale. All right?
Oh, you know the trick too. Cool.
And you go through a couple cycles until you do feel your heart rate calm a little bit. And you still don't like that you're holding hands with this woman, but you're getting past it. Ashima, you can see that her the tattoos on her hands and the small tattoos on her face, they do begin to give off a subtle glow, and you can feel, or you can see a look of twisted pain come over it and then fade away, and the tattoos dim. And Cecily, when you look down at yourself and you look at your hands, they still are older. You don't feel any different. You don't feel any shorter. She looks to you with these very large, sad eyes and shakes her head. I am very sorry, my dear, but this magic is something that can only be undone by the most powerful of mages, or the most powerful of magics.
No. No, I think you just need to try again.
If it pleases you, I will try again. Give me your
Yeah, no,
hands.
come on, let's go.
Shima, you see her tattoos glow once more, and then fade, this time with a knowing look on her face. She looks to you, Cecily. You feel no different. My dear, I'd be more than happy to try over and over and over again if it would give you any solace or comfort. But
Okay, well, see, I did this, and I ain't shit, so you really should be able to fix it, right?
she just looks at you with a sad, knowing glance and just shakes her head. When one, such as yourself, begins to tamper and channel magics from the weave, sometimes damage can happen that cannot be undone unless that person knows and has full control over the weave that you pulled the magic from. And I know that may sound confusing and elaborate, but it is the truth, Cecily.
So this just is happening then.
Unless you find
Sometimes-
a genie in a bottle, yes.
Sometimes the best proof of the divine is that there exist things outside of the control of us mortals.
Okay, but I wasn't tampering with anything. It just showed up one day. I didn't.
The weave
I mean, it's not like
works-
I signed a book or.
The weave works in mysterious ways. If I had the answers, I would be a rich and powerful woman, but I do not. I serve the gods, and even they do not understand the weave.
Okay.
You have been blessed, Cecily. Do not mistake this now. Do not grieve over it.
No, I'm not going to use that word. Nope, wrong word. I think cursed is pretty good.
If that is how you see it, it is how you see it.
Okay, well, because you're telling me that even magic works like everything else. The gods have no fucking clue what's going on, and sometimes bad shit just happens to you, even if you've never really done anything wrong, and sometimes you just end up fucked up like this. Right? That's the blessing that I have, that I keep fucking up.
Cecily, you have made no mistakes. I'm sure anything you have done was for a good purpose. Whatever caused you to be this way, it was done out of a root of wanting to help someone. That person might have been yourself. And as I said, the weave works in mysterious ways. I do not pretend to know. If you wish, I would lie to you and tell you I did, and comfort you in whichever way you see fit. I can do that. But under the teachings of Pelor, honesty is what I give to you.
Good stuff's always a lie, isn't it? I didn't ask for any of this at all. Just one day it was raining outside and everything just kind of showed up. And I thought, well, fuck, okay, here's another problem. Gotta solve this, I guess, on my own, like I always do. And so I went and found Poe, and then I don't know what the fuck has been going on since then. I mean, it's been, 10 days, and then there was a cult of people trying to kill Dragonborns, and then there was another cult, and then there was a person with a cart full of human skin, and then there was these huge mole rat things, and then there was ghouls, and then we got bought out by some rich fucker who was sipping
Cecily.
tea, and then
Cecily.
we ended up seeing a pirate out in the distance, and I didn't tell anyone about it, and then we saw him again, and then he killed a fucking
Cecily.
kid right in front of us,
Cecily.
and then we
Cecily.
ended up seeing this.
Dear, calm down. There is so much darkness and so much cruelty in the world. And under the teachings of Pelor, I have learned one thing. You can either choose to be somebody who feeds into that darkness and feeds it so it can grow, or you can be somebody no matter how much darkness is thrown at you and no matter how hard the darkness tries to consume you, you can be a shining light against it. If you let the darkness consume you, you lose and it wins. Do not be consumed. There are creatures and beings who thrive on darkness. And let us pray that those dark ones never return. Or if they do, I do not know how much time will be left for any of us. We must
Okay, no,
always
you go ahead and pray.
fight against that darkness.
You pray.
Prayer or not, she's correct. To submit is to succumb.
Okay. Okay. Cecily will just go ahead and walk out of the room then.
I'll before I go with her, I'll produce a gold coin to Shayna for the temple, for all of your help and for believing in us and caring if you would.
She takes the gold coin and she says to you, Ashima, I will pay it back tenfold for you. Please. I feel like you are one of the only people who might be able to help her.
Well, as much as I would like to pay you back tenfold as well, perhaps that'll take 100 times what I've given you, but it will still not be enough. Thank you for your wisdom and counsel.
I am always happy to give it.
Perhaps I have something. It's not much, but perhaps there's something. And then I'll go ahead and take my leave.
Okay, alrighty. You head off, and you can hear her as soon as you begin to walk off. She begins to turn and walk over towards the shrine to Pelor and kneel, and she just begins to mumble prayers. And with your passive perception, just as you are out of earshot, you do hear the word Cecily. So, you make your way and go after Cecily. And then, Cecily, where were you headed? Were you just kind of walking aimlessly?
Yeah, I'll probably just leave the temple, take a few steps away, sit down somewhere, maybe get up and just electrocute a wall a couple of times.
Okay.
but I'm not going to go far.
Okay, alrighty.
They'll be able to find me.
Tag along.
Alrighty. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and jump to the other group. As Ashima, you catch up to her as she's discharging at a wall. You decide that it might be best just to hang back. At least for a moment. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump from there to Spook Manor. So, as all of you begin to approach, you can see that word has spread fast. I mean, Summer's Rest, especially right now, is a small group of people, as the winter season exactly hasn't picked up yet. There's not a lot of travelers in and out. So, as you're making your way through, the people who are here, word has traveled fast. People look to you, and there is a look of happiness to see you, and then Desmond, you see some of the people who were chasing after you before, and some of those people are wearing very brightly shame on their face for what they did. Some people avoid eye contact, others look at you with thankfulness. So, as you're making your way around, you can see now that the gates of Spook Manor are open. They're no longer chained. You can see that people, just a few, maybe 2 or 3 families, have made their way inside the graveyard and are paying their respects to, to family. Oh, thank you so much. Is this hot chocolate? Oh, yeah. My wife loves me. I have hot chocolate.
Hi, Kayla.
Cameron says hi.
Kayla.
Everybody says hi. She said, hi. Oh, there you go. Ah! It's hot. Okay, so you make your way into Spook Hill, and you can see people are smiling and...
Oh.
Thank you. Crocheted Pennywise. Reach out today if you would like to buy one.
Happy Halloween.
Just kidding.
Wait, did Kayla make that?
She did, yes. She made this crocheted...
That looks amazing.
No
Pennywise.
way.
Yeah, she did.
Kayla, that looks so good.
Damn!
My wife
No way.
My wife
I
is
do
very
not
talented.
believe it.
She did. She made it.
That is so well. Stop.
Come here, Georgie.
Stop.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Very well done, though.
So you can see families that are standing near gravestones, taking their time to pay their respects to family members who maybe they haven't paid respects to in a while. And you can see Gravedigger Doc outside, and, well, he's not digging graves anymore. At least right now. He's digging flowers. And you can see he's in front of the house and digging up, and he says, yeah, petunias do nice here. Takes some petunias, plants them. And you can see that even in the short turnaround time, the manor is... Part of it was the dark and gloomy atmosphere of the entire area, but now that the spirits have been lifted and there's not so much angst and darkness, the entire manor just feels happier to be in, and it just looks happier to be around. So you make your way back to the Spook Estate, and you can see that you're able to freely walk in. Gravedigger Doc, he sort of looks at you with that very crooked, squinty face and says, Hubert's inside if you're looking for him.
We are, thank you.
Thanks.
Of course. Yes, you're welcome.
The flowers look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Petunias were always my wife's favorite. It's nice to get some color around here. Goes back to digging flowers.
I love him.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Okay. So, you make your
I
way.
like him better in the sun.
Me too.
As opposed to in the rain.
Okay, well, I like both sides. Let's be real.
Okay. So, you make your way in. Door's not locked. You're able to open, and you can hear Hubert sort of... No, you can't be serious that actually happened. Just kind of snorting and giggling crazy, and you can hear the voice of an old man saying, No, I'm being completely serious. She walked in with the boar's head on, her shoulders and snorting and scuffing her feet all on the floor and threw the entire party into a... And as the three of you curve around the doorway in the kitchen, you can see Hubert and Gren laughing and joking. There's a collection of small fruits on the table, and he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Hello." And you can see Hubert turn around and be like, "Oh, hello. We heard what happened. I'm glad to hear that all of you made it out okay."
He's still wearing the hat I put on his head earlier this morning.
It's sitting on the table next to him.
Come on, Hubes.
Glad to see you're feeling better, Hubert.
Yeah, I am. I've had some time to think and to reflect. I would, Ashima would say that quite a bit. So I decided to take some of that advice. He has been studying for a while, and if he really is a reincarnation of, 11th or 12th or something like that, it's probably, information that stands the test of time, and he kind of looks to Gren and kind of shovels, and Gren says, "Oh, yes, well, please let me leave you all to it. I will be back momentarily. I've been taking to cleaning up the chapel myself. So, all right. I will leave you all to it." And Gren makes his way out and around. And can I just ask, what's wrong with you?
All right, that's my reaction.
I would like to just congratulate everybody that I have called Hubert Hubes several times in these past several sessions, and this is the first time that it's been talked about. And so I'm proud of all of you for getting there eventually. But
yeah, okay, all right.
My main man,
right,
Hubes.
Okay, so anyway, as soon as Gren exits, you can see Hubert kind of look at you and shuffle his feet once more, and he says, "So I've had time for a little bit of thought and reflection, and I've talked with Gren, and you can see he's not making eye contact with any of you. Well, I think that it might be best for my own safety if I were to not accompany you on adventures, because, well, they're really dangerous, and I'm just kind of one turtle, and I'm really slow, and it's really scary. And I think what might be better is, I still want to write your stories. I do want to do that. I think that it would be great for all of you and a wonderful experience for me, but I think the best way to do that might just be that whenever you finish an adventure or whenever you finish doing something, you bring it to me, and I can write it from there, from the safety of the manor, because Gren offered me a job being his bookkeeper, and then to also write a memoir about him and everything with Selrid, and it's always been a dream of mine to write down really anything. And I don't know. I just think that would be best for my own safety. And I know that none of you would ever put me in danger intentionally, but just after the chapel and the things that I saw, I just don't know if I could ever do something like that again.
Hubert, you should never do anything that you don't fully 100% want to do. And I'm so glad that you and Gren now kind of have a connection, and he has a job for you. Like, this sounds awesome. Is this really what you want to do? Because if it's what you want to do, then I want you to do it.
I think so. I still do want to write your story. I do. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would be more than happy to send you updates all the time.
Be pen pals.
Yeah. I would love that. I just don't ever want to be the thing that holds you back or prevents you from being able to, I don't know, climb a mountain or run fast. There are so many ways that I could prevent you all from doing something. And I never want to be that reason.
And we don't want to prevent you from being and doing exactly what you want to do. It goes both ways.
For what it's worth, I don't want you to think that you held us back out there. It's quite the opposite. Your abilities really proved to help us. It's kind of amazing what you can do.
Thank you.
Without you, I don't know if we would have been able to do it. You saved us.
Yeah, I think I would have died.
Well, no, don't say that though.
I mean,
you would have made it out one way or another.
But in this
But your
way,
help made it so much easier.
But this way that we did come out is because, in part, of you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words, and I'll make sure to, in your story, embellish the part about the chapel fights. That way I look extra strong, and I decided to take a seat back because I didn't want to outshine any of you if you really think that's necessary. But not in a rude way, but more in like a carry this burden for me type of way, if that sounds okay.
Oh, sounds perfect.
Hubert the Great. The hero.
Hubert the Strong.
Oh, come on. I wasn't kidding. Okay.
Hubert, I mean, come on. We can't let... It's bothering me that you believe that you were useless during that. I mean, Desmond, like, I was worried for you. I mean, I was worried for you even when we left. Okay, I've been worried about you for a long time. But in that moment, I mean, Hubert was there. Like, Hubert, I really... If you're just honest about what happened with that story, when you write it, people will see how much of a hero you were.
You really mean that, Poe?
100%.
See the small, beady little eyes, they begin to well up a little bit. Kind of slowly makes his way over towards you, Poe, and just kind of hugs you.
Ow.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I just, I think I'm the first person in a while that Ananoa said was great. So it's kind of a big deal for me. Thank you, Poe. Noah. Oh, I still get shivers.
Well, it's well deserved.
So, Poe smiles at all of you, and at that moment, Gren comes back and he says, actually, I didn't mean to interrupt anything, but, I could use some help, and I was wondering, Hubert, how much longer did you need? Because I'd love your help cleaning up some of these rocks and fixing some of these benches. And Hubert kind of looks at all of you, and he says, well, as long as you're in Summer's Rest, please, please, please come see me as often as you can. Because, well, who knows? Maybe one of these days you'll be headed out of here, and I want to make sure I get enough time with all of you as I possibly can before you leave.
We should all go out to a bar, get a drink.
Ha!
We should.
I've never had alcohol before. That sounds scary.
It's
Hubert, you fought a ghost, and you think alcohol is scary?
Oh. I guess
Come
when you
on,
put it like
man.
that, it definitely puts it a little bit into perspective. I guess it's not that scary. Ooh.
Hubert the Brave.
Hubert the Brave. Here, kind of whisper it to himself. So he goes up to each one of you and he gives you a hug. He says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Poe, make sure to hug you a little bit lighter. Come see me in a couple days. We'll go out to that bar. I'm sure somebody needs to be there when I drink alcohol for the first time. I don't think it's going to be a good thing. Turtles don't drink.
I think it'll be great.
So this will be interesting to see how it interacts with me. Okay. And he smiles. And him and Grin walk through the doorway. Grin pats him on the back of the shell as they begin to head out in the backyard towards the chapel. So, the three of you from there head back to the alchemy cottage.
Unless someone else has something else to do.
nope.
I've had a long day.
A
think
nap
I'm ready for a
sounds in
nap.
order.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Alrighty.
need to nap for a week.
So, with that, you guys head back to the alchemy cottage. Ashima, did you want to say anything to Cecily before you guys head back to the alchemy cottage? Or?
Yeah. When it looks like she's vented, I want to approach her and say, Cecily, I have perhaps not a solution. I'm not magical, as you know, not in that way. But the strongest magic I know may provide, well, not a solution, but a remedy, if you're willing to try.
For what part?
All you'll have to do is, well, it won't cure you of anything. But perhaps it'll make this easier.
But for what part? This isn't about the body thing. It's...
I didn't say it was. And the absence of a part is a whole. Come. We'll need 3 items for this. 4. 2 of them we'll need to get from the market, and some will be closing very soon, so we'll need to make haste.
Shima, just... Look, I mean, is it even worth the trouble anymore? We just...
Well, I suppose I won't share any of the pie that I'm buying. If you'd like to sulk, halflings eat quite a bit.
You're trying to buy me with a fucking pie? Is that all this is?
Well, I'm leaving. He's gonna head off to the market.
Alrighty. I'll,
And
she'll...
he'll call back, say, we'll also require a chair, the others, and you won't like this part yet, but you will. We'll require Desmond.
right, Ashima, we're gonna have to talk like a lot before we do whatever the fuck you want to do.
We won't.
Oh, fuck.
And he's gonna head to the market and buy one, if he can. Any of the markets, or any of the bakers are still open.
Mhm.
One custard cream pie and one cherry pie.
Okay. Yeah, mark off just
Very
one
important.
silver piece.
Okay.
2 for
He's
1.
got like 49 gold.
Alrighty. Pies purchased. Perfectly prepared pies.
Now,
That alliteration.
for you'll see. You'll see in due time. We're gonna head back to the I'm gonna head back to the alchemist shop.
Okay. So at about that point, you all are able to... You end up arriving back at the alchemy cottage together.
While we're there, again, kind of stringing Cecily along any way I can. Well, actually, I need her help with something. Cecily, being vertically challenged, I need your help. We're not going to eat these
okay.
pies. Well, the cherry we will. That one's for me. To share, I'd like you to place this custard right in that rafter.
Okay.
Very good.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just...
And he's gonna set up a chair, facing away from them. All right. Now, we need 2 more things for this to work. We'll need the grappling hook, and we'll need Desmond. So, are they back? They're back yet?
Yeah, they probably got back right as soon as you guys finished that.
All right. I'm gonna go
Alrighty.
grab Desmond and bring him back up. Don't move.
Fuck. Alright, sure. Yeah.
And just gonna go grab Desmond, grab the grappling hook, and return back to the space that I've marked for the ritual.
Okay.
Desmond, Cecily may not want you to be here, but you are required for this ritual.
Okay. I like
What I
the
need
sound
you
of
to
that.
do-
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing either.
And he's gonna take a seat across from Cecily. Desmond, what I need you to do is I need you to sit in that chair facing away from us while we
Okay.
sit here and meditate.
Why?
Please, trust me.
Okay.
And I'm going to, while he's doing that, I'm going to hand Cecily the grappling hook and just point to the chair.
Yep. Okay. Well, I guess Desmond, get comfortable. This could take a while, maybe. I mean, I don't know what we're doing either, but it might take a while.
Should I be doing anything in particular or just sit here?
Just hang out. Just hang out. And I'll go ahead and regardless of what Ashima is implying, what I'm gonna do is use the grappling hook to yank a pie into Desmond's face.
Okay.
That is what I'm gonna do. I don't see any other spiritual alternative. I think this is the path of Tongwu. So
Okay.
This is it.
Easy enough. Desmond completely distracted, not moving at all, sitting in the chair. You aim the grappling hook, fire, and Desmond, you hear the unlatching of metal and the of rope flying, and you hear it clink into wood. And when you go to look up, there's no time for you to move as a custard pie splats right into your face, right directly on your snout, and you end up getting like kind of kicked back just a little bit because you weren't surprised that it was there. And so Ashima and Cecily, you just see Desmond covered from forehead to part of his chest in yellow custard.
I
She's gonna
imagine
giggle
one of those
madly.
really cartoonish moments where, because Desmond is a dragonborn, I assume I have a fairly long tongue, and I'm just gonna the custard off of my face.
Windshield wiper your face.
Now, Cecily, well done. Now you've forgotten the most important part of Tongwu wisdom. And he's gonna take the cherry pie and slide it over to Desmond. There's a lot of the universe. And you'd better run.
I'm gonna take the pie and I throw it into her face if I can.
No,
If she's
no.
close enough.
All right.
I'm
Cecily,
not gonna actually fight back,
okay.
but
So you try and
Yeah,
dodge
I
out of the
know.
way, but you are just not fast enough. Desmond is a dexterous person. This is his thing. Takes the pie, throws it, and splat right in your face. Cherry pie, the red seeping into your like bright platinum blonde hair and all over your white clothes that are already kind of dirty and
God.
cut up. But you are just completely covered in cherry filling with bits of very flaky crust.
Shima's just giggling madly. Like an 8-year-old.
Desmond's
Like,
got a hearty belly laugh for that one. I'm gonna reach my hand out to Cecily and offer a handshake.
I'm gonna just kind of lay there and just, you know what, Ashima, you got us both. Desmond, call a truce, just for now.
Just for now. That was nicely done.
I don't take many selfish actions, but I do perform one ritual every day of my life to maintain youth. The most powerful magic I know is laughter.
Well, joke's
Now you
on
might call
because
that
I love
corny.
custard pie.
Not a problem. I had a feeling. Take me. Supposing I am thousands and thousands of years old, and yet I sit here giggling like an 8-year-old. And in that way I am made a little younger, and my burden's made easier.
Okay. Alright, so, I just am expected to quite literally laugh it off.
No, not by any means. Laughing off your problems is something that only fools do. Quite literally fools, in fact. No. Sometimes what we need most from life is to take the bad. But just as there is always another pie coming towards you after you flung it, there's always a bit of good if you go looking for it.
Okay. I mean,
Can you imagine, Cecily, wasting food to hit Desmond in the face a year ago?
Desmond, maybe, yeah.
maybe, perhaps. But you've certainly changed for the better. Even with the bad. I'd never tell you to ignore it. But sometimes There are simple pleasures to life that even an old monk can enjoy when pranking two children who seem to have been born yesterday. That's the oldest trick.
Yeah, it was pretty classic. Just didn't expect it from you. Like, fuck.
Expect everything.
Okay. Well, are we... Okay, guess I'm spending my evening bathing now. I'm not gonna fucking... Oh, God, okay. I'm just gonna find a water source, I suppose. I don't know where there is one nearby, but I need to...
There's a river right behind Bianca's house, and for that matter, there is
Alright.
Bianca does have a bath in her house.
I'm a clean person. It's on World Anvil, so it's fact. Definitely a shower in
Good.
my house.
Alright. Well, I'll just go use that then.
That's the benefit to not having skin and hair, is that I just gotta. I don't got goop in my hair right now, so I just have scales.
I'm very sad. I wanted to eat that cherry pie.
You really could have. I would have been fine with that.
There's some on the floor right there.
All right.
Is there like?
I'd better not.
Is there like what, Desmond?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, I was gonna say, is there, after either of the pies got splattered, is there like any chunks of them that are just sitting on the ground, like bigger chunks?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cherry and custard alike.
Okay, so when after Ashima says like, oh, I was wanting to eat that, I'm going to reach down with my tail to try to kind of like pick it up quietly and then slam a piece of the cherry pie into his face too.
Shima, it's almost as if
Won't react.
they were someone was listening to your prayers, because as soon as you say it, crack, cherry pie right in the face.
Perhaps I deserve that. Perhaps. Well done, Desmond.
Thank you.
Oh,
That was a good laugh.
okay. So with that, as Cecily, you go to clean yourself, getting some water, take a bath. The rest of you begin to settle in. This is where our 4 weeks of downtime kicks in. Now, we are going to be ending in 15 minutes, but I do want to do one of the downtime events first. So, as we begin to do the downtime, we're going to go week by week. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So next week, we'll do weeks, the rest of week 1, and then 2 through 4. But as we begin to ease into the beginning of week 1, the day ends, the evening ends, and the next day comes. All of you in Bianca's shop, there is word that begins to spread throughout town. The coming of the Harvest Inn Festival signifies the beginning of the busy season of Summer's Rest, right? Summer now officially coming to a close, and fall really coming in full throttle and eventually leading into winter. This is when Summer's Rest becomes Winter's Wake, where it is just crazy. And this is Bianca, as you would know, and Ashima, as your research would have told you before you and Master Ashima headed here, is the winter time. Fall and winter is when it is most busy here, when there are, hundreds of people who come into Summer's Rest almost on a daily basis, trying to peddle their goods or buy different gems and minerals. With this, there are people who come to Summer's Rest as performers, where all you really have is the School of the Shallot and some minor musical bards, but you never have any grand storytellers or grand adventurers who come, who exist here. But during the wintertime and the Harvest End Festival, sometimes those types of people do show up. Ashima, or not Ashima, Bianca, Poe, Cecily, and not really Desmond, since you didn't really grow up with it, but you three who are natives to Bella Clara, you do know of a certain group of people who are fairly renowned in terms of their ability to tell stories. And they're known as wanderers, where they are people who travel the world, searching for the best stories, the best tales to tell. And they stop by different towns and different cities, and they tell these stories, these grand, epic, heroic stories of heroes of a long gone age, or tales of great battles. They come only every once in a while, and they never stay for too long. And there's not one every year at the Harvest End Festival, but you get word that this year there will be one. And they'll be arriving 2 weeks before the Harvest End Festival. So Bianca and Poe, this is something that you kind of look forward to, because they were people who, whenever they came to Water's Wake or to Belka, it was something that you really got excited for. Cecily, you're kind of indifferent on it, as you really never got to see them at all. The other thing of note is that in Bella Clara, there are no lords or kings. There is no Tsar, there is just the council. The people who are the investors, those putting in the most money, and turns out getting the most money back, out of the machine that is Bella Clara. So very rarely are there ever any lords or kings or queens or knights in Bella Clara, because there's no feudalism. It is mayors and investors, and everyone else is just a part of the company. They're a part of the machine. So whenever supposedly a lord or king or knight does show up, it's a big deal. And at the beginning of week 1, 4 weeks away from the Harvest End Festival, all of you get word, because it's spreading like wildfire through the town, that apparently staying in one of the nicest taverns in Summer's Rest, the Winter's Diamond, apparently there is a lord staying there from some far off land. No one really knows. They just know that he's a lord, and he dresses with all of the regalia that a lord would, and is accompanied by a knight of some sorts. Must be some type of protector. A woman with long blonde hair shaved at the sides, and a giant greatsword on her back. The man is a high elf with deep purple eyes, and wearing cloaks and robes of deep blues lined with silver. So that's something that all of you catch wind of as soon as they enter town. That, on top of the Wanderer, you know that this is going to be a Harvest End Festival that will be unforgettable. Having this many things here at once is crazy. So, the thing I would like to do first on the downtime is, Cecily, you had said you wanted to spend time practicing your magic and trying to get a hang on it. So you just doing this, outside of Bianca's house or inside, just trying to get a grasp on it. We'll say this is about day 3. You've had some time to calm down just a little bit. You're still very, very disturbed and upset, but you begin to work again, right? Just trying to get a hold on this magic that you have. Now, you have been, just over the past couple of days, you've been distancing yourself just a little bit. Just trying to create a little bit of space. You need time to think. As you are practicing your magic, just trying to get a hold of different things, ideas that you have, things you want to try and conjure into existence, you feel as though you're capable of more now. You want to try and to capitalize on that, figure out what those things are. So I want to ask you, is there anything in particular that as you are practicing outside by Bianca's house, is there anything you're trying to conjure up first? Anything you're trying to reach for?
Yeah. I think as time goes on, I will seek the counsel of other people as well. But I don't know if we how much time do we have left tonight?
9 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering what
so-
you, as you're like just first practicing outside, what are the things that you're
Mhm.
trying to do?
Yeah, okay. So for now, I'm thinking in general, she wants to start to get an understanding of, because at this point, Cecily has put together that every once in a while she pushes really hard and then her body changes semi-permanently or permanently. And I think I'm just gonna start to do stuff and try to push hard and see if I can like figure out where the line is and figure out what basically to figure out what the ability Tides of Chaos is within me, so that from here on out that's a more conscious effort for her and not just a thing that happens. So at least from here on out, if she has to make a tough call again, she'll at least be like, all right, here we go. Who knows what's going to happen?
Okay, so as you are practicing, right, you push your spells harder. You can tell where sometimes they might fizzle out, where they might not do exactly what you want, so you push hard. And you can feel yourself, and it's more conscious now, you can feel yourself pushing into something, reaching through something and pulling that magic out. Whether it be deep inside of you or just somewhere else, you can feel yourself reaching and pulling, and sometimes you are able to discharge that extra magic, able to make that magic bend and fit to what you originally thought it would be. You spend about an hour or two practicing this, maybe 3 or 4 times getting it, and you start to feel confident in your grasp of that thing, using those tides of chaos. Luckily, you're getting a little bit more control, so those wild magic surges, at least as you've been practicing, haven't been happening. And you're starting to feel really, really confident in yourself because you feel like you're getting a hold on it. And as you are practicing discharging magic, you start to get a little excited. I mean, you're doing the thing. You're doing it. And as you are practicing, you hear a voice. You're practicing discharging another shocking grasp, which kind of has become one of your favorites. You hear a man's voice. Excuse me. And as you turn around, you see a high elven man, golden hair, purple eyes, robes of blue and lined in silver. Standing near him is a woman with blonde hair as well, but human. And there is an odd moment where the texture of her hair and very generally the sizes of her features are similar to yours. Not very similar, but you can see that there are some similarities between you two. And the high elven man says, "Hello, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Master Dranor. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is my keeper, Sigrun. I'll go ahead and show you both these arts. So there is Master Dranor. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. And there is Keeper Sigrun. So as you're standing out in your Bianca's outside of the backside of her house, the high elven man stands there looking at you, and he says, "So how long have you known you can push and pull the weave?"
Okay, nope. No offense, buddy, but last time I had a conversation about magic with someone, he ended up killing somebody the next day. So I'm maybe just gonna go let my friends know about you.
Of course. I didn't mean any offense by it. I just, I have a sense for these things. Please, if you have others you'd like to accompany you, I'd be more than happy to have them.
Yeah, cool. All right, I'll walk back to the house, grumble, cussing the whole way. And then I'm gonna just open the door and just, hey everyone, we gotta go look at some person.
A person?
What?
Who?
Yeah, I don't know. A guy just showed up, he's crossing his arms. I don't trust anyone anymore, so just come look at this person.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at the person.
I'll
Might as
follow.
well.
Okay, so
Person to look at.
Ashima, all of you, Cecily, you are a little bit tone deaf to certain things, but the rest of you do recognize that this is the guy that people were rumoring about that just got there a couple days ago. The person who is that is a lord and apparently a knight standing next to him. And he has this very disarming grin on his face. And as all of you step out, he says, "Oh, well, there are quite a lot of you. Hello. I meant not to startle her, but please allow me to introduce myself again. My name is Master Dranor." He gives a slight bow. You can see the woman behind him is standing. She's like stone in the wind, where her hair barely even moves whenever there's a breeze, where it seems like her sheer will is keeping it in place. I just... Well, I have a sense for certain things arcane and mystical. And, well, this one right here, I can tell she has a way to push and pull the weave, to take from it, and most importantly, I have a feeling that she has pushed and pulled in a way that has changed her. Is that right? Looking at you, Cecily.
Just keep going.
Typically, when someone pushes the weave too strong, they pull from it, not knowing how to... Evan, are you alive? Did your house just get broken into?
I'm okay. I'm so sorry.
God, Evan. God.
Whenever someone pushes and pulls the weave in a way they're not supposed to, not knowing the proper way how to do so, it can cause an, I will say, adverse reaction. Could be something as simple as you smell like lavender for the next hour. Could be something more complex, like the next thing you say becomes true, regardless of what it is. Could be something like growing hair where it's not supposed to grow. It could be... And he blinks at you a couple of times. Could be growing in age. Older or younger, but it seems in this case, It's older. So I'll ask you again, and I mean not to exclude the rest of you from the conversation. It's just that I believe that she has the answers I'm looking for. So, miss, is that true?
What are you looking for, then?
Well, I am a person who studies magic and cultures all around the world. I hope to find people like me and show them the right way to use the powers that they were given. But I'm sure that you would like a gesture of good faith first. I have heard in my time here, my keeper here, she has collected some information, and it seems all of you fit the bill. It seems like you've had a fairly rough couple of weeks. So I'm sure that good faith to prove that I'm not like that Furbolg would be only appropriate. I would wish not to presume your names, if it's all right with you. I don't want to come off as all-knowing or anything like that. But I would like to know your names before I proceed any further. Face to a name.
I'm Bianca Dusson. I own the shop.
It's a lovely shop.
Thanks.
Of course.
I suppose I'm.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm Shima Peregrine. It's our honor, Master and Sarah.
Well, it is my honor. I must say, your religion and culture and way of life is honestly very fascinating to me. And I have a great deal of respect for, well, for you and all of your previous reincarnations.
It's an honor to meet you,
Always.
Lord Draymond. That was your name, right?
Please, not Lord. Dranor is fine.
Well, it's an honor to meet you. I'm Pawasa Inoa.
And Noah, truly. Well, consider me honored to meet such an esteemed name. And when I see that your company is as extravagant as the tales lead on, Master Dragonborn, what your name might be. Whenever you get the chance. I have all day, really.
Yeah, he has to materialize back into the material plane. He's
Dragonborn magic can be funky, I know.
Sorry.
So, Master Dragonborn, what might your name be?
The Desmond O'Malley.
Evan, can you...
holy
sorry, I
shit!
thought
Listen to the
you-
mechanical keyboard. That's a
It's
beauty.
not mechanical. I tried
Oh my
before I
god!
type. I'm sorry, everybody.
Well, as unusual as a name like that might be for a Dragonborn, consider it an honor. Master O'Malley. And then finally you.
Yeah, no last name. Fuck, sounds like I could use one, but just Cecily.
Just Cecily. Well, just Cecily. It is an honor
Funny.
to meet you as well. And he stares at you for just a second, locking eyes with you, and he begins to step forward towards you. And he says, well, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to stand perfectly still. And I would like you to put one forefinger on your nose and the other one on your temple.
Nah, that's a fucking prank. What are you about to do?
I don't think I understand you. A prank? I'm not
Oh
sure
my
what
God.
that is.
Alright. Fine. Alright, sure. Just... If he starts acting weird, we'll just kill him, I guess. I don't know. And I'm gonna just do the thing, I guess. Guess I'm doing the thing.
He looks at you, a very serious glance, and then he says, I'm just kidding, it was a prank, yes. No, keep your hands at your side. I promise you, the embarrassment is well worth it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, there's been a lot of that these past few days, so... Keep it coming. What do you got?
All right. Well, it seems like you guys are settled. He's cool. You're cool. I'm gonna go inside.
It's best for student and master to learn directly.
Oh, don't want to see this? Very well.
I'm staying.
Cecily, what I need you to do is I need you to stand as still as you can, and I need you to breathe in and then breathe out 3 times. Make sure that each breath is equally balanced, one from the other. And make sure that one is not longer or shorter than any of the others.
Alright then. I can breathe pretty well. That's probably my best skill. So... I'll go ahead and do that.
And as you're taking the breaths, he says, as you're partway through the second one, then I want you to take a 4th one, and I want you to hold it in. As you're holding it in, whenever you feel yourself interact with the weave, pushing on it or pulling against it, I want you to hold it. Not push or pull, just touch it. You hold your breath on the 4th one, and you reach out. You can feel yourself grabbing on, and that typical force you feel when you grab on and pull and yank and try and tear to get what you want. This time you place a hand softly on it, and you can feel the magic begin to course through you. Now, what I'm about to do might feel slightly uncomfortable, but I promise you it'll be for the best. And he places his palm on your forehead as his fingers slowly set onto your head. And Desmond and Poe, the two of you being the only two standing out there, you can see this like purple mist slowly begin to leak from his eyes. And these tattoos that weren't there originally begin to glow that dark purple as well. And as he exhales, and Cecily, you feel compulsed to exhale with him. You can feel your touching of the weave turn into an embrace as it's wrapped around your hand, and you can feel it almost like a leech pulling something away. And Desmond and Poe, you're shocked for one as you can see Cecily slowly shrinking. Her facial features retracting, becoming less angular, descending in age. And as he pulls off his hand, Cecily, you look at your hands. And you look at yourself, and you don't know exactly, but you feel like you're 15 again. And he looks to you, he smiles, says, well, if you'd like to know more, I would always be happy to have a new student. think that's enough education for today. If you'd like to learn more, please visit me at the Winter's Diamond Inn, and I will try and teach you anything and everything I know, young Master Cecily. Very well. Sigrun, I believe I'm ready to go. I think they've had enough of odd high elf magic for the day. I wish all of you well, and I hope to see all of you again soon. The weave each one of you carries is interesting and perplexing, to say the least. Farewell. Until we meet again. He slowly turns, and you can see that Sigrun, the woman, is standing staring at all of you, her face not changing at all. And eventually, as Draenor gets to her side, the two of them shift and turn and begin to walk away. Cecily, you watch the two of them walk away, and Desmond and Poe do the same. And as the three Waters Wakers look at each other in disbelief and shock as to what just happened and what this means, that is where we're going to end tonight's session. That's it. The buck stops here.
Thank you, Harry Truman.
You're welcome.
I want to formally apologize for all of the weird noise tonight.
There was a lot of noise coming from you.
I know.
There really was.
I try to manage it usually, but tonight I fail.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the shorter session. Definitely, I'm not going to say lighter because it was still a little heavy, but it was shorter. So come back next Tuesday at the same time in order to see the rest of the downtime, and probably just the rest of the downtime. I don't think we're going to get to the beginning of the fair. But then session after that for the fair. So if you liked the session, please follow. If you liked it, please share it with your friends, and follow 6 more until we get to affiliate. And then when I do reach affiliate, there is a very special announcement that I'm going to be doing then. And I really, really want to get there because it's something that I really, really am excited to do. So please share with your friends, tell them to come check out the Salamander Coast, or I guess their name officially is the Runaways. So come check out the Runaways.
I've come around to it.
Yeah, and then also the Explorers of Afera on Fridays, and then now, newly, the Isle of Averion, or as I'm calling the Dysfunctional Family, on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So thank you all so much for watching. Really, really appreciate you, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Farewell! Goodbye! Goodbye!